For today's lesson, we're going to continue looking at factoring, but looking at factoring with coefficients bigger than 1 in front of x squared. But before we do that, let's take a look at a couple warm-up problems based off of yesterday's lesson. So here it says factor x squared plus 5x minus 6, and we also have to factor the one below, x squared minus 7x minus 18. Remember, when we're factoring, the first step is we look at the factors of the constant term. And so the factors of -6 here, if we were to list them out, looks like 1 and -6 multiply to be -6. -1 times +6 is -6. 2 and -3, and also -2 and +3 multiply to be -6. And remember, once you have your list, we look at that list and see which ones add up to that middle term of +5. And so if I look through these, notice this first one adds up to -5. This next one adds up to +5. There we go. And so since the -1 and +6 is the ones that add up to +5, then my final answer would be x minus 1 and x plus 6. And that would be the factored form there. And so if we take a look at the next one below, first starting off by listing the factors of -18, 1 times -18, -1 and +18, 2 times -9, but also -2 and +9, and then 3 and -6, and -3 and +6. And so these are all the lists. So if I look at my list, which ones add up to -7, if we go through those, it looks like right there, 2 and -9, if I were to add those two up, add up to -7. So my final answer would be x minus 9 and x plus 2. And it doesn't matter the order that you put these in. You can flip-flop them. So if you had x plus 2 and x minus 9, be same answer here because of the commutative property. So today we're looking at factoring trinomials when your coefficient in front of x squared is bigger than 1. And so you might not split it up as x and x anymore. You might have some coefficients in front. So when we do this, we do a process called the voodoo trick or the voodoo method. And what the voodoo method starts off with is the very first step is you take the coefficient in front of x squared and we multiply to the constant term. So what that looks like for here, so we take that coefficient that's in front of x squared and we take that whole entire number and we basically multiply it by the constant term, which is the last number in that trinomial, 20. And so what that looks like here would be, now we have a new trinomial to deal with, and that would be x squared plus 13x plus 40 now. So it's dropped in front of the x squared and it becomes multiplied to that constant term. The second step in this process is we factor that. And so remember, when we're factoring, we're looking at factors of 40 here. And so if I look at all the factors of 40, remember, don't forget the negatives. Both negatives become +40. And so 1 and +40, -1 and -40. Looks like 2 and 20, -2 and -20. There's a lot of them here. 4 and 10, -4 and -10. 5 and 8, -5 and -8. And so I think these are all the lists. And so if we look at the giant list, which ones add up to +13? Looks like the 5 and 8. And so that becomes x plus 5, x plus 8. Okay, that's the second step. We're not done yet. The third step is we divide the coefficient dropped in step 1 by the numbers in the factor form. So what that looks like for us is, since 2 was the one that was dropped initially, right, we multiplied that to the back side and we have our factored form of x plus 5 and x plus 8. What we are going to do now is we're going to divide each of those numbers by what we dropped. So we're going to divide 5 by 2 and we're going to divide 8 by 2. The fourth step is, if you can reduce, if it reduces, reduce. If not, we pull that number in front of the x in that factored form. So what that looks like for us, if you look at the step above, notice that first one here, 5 divided by 2 does not reduce. It doesn't come out nicely. And so what we're going to do is then pull that in front of the x. And so the first factor is going to be 2x plus 5. And notice the second factor, that 8 divided by 2, you can actually reduce that. And 8 divided by 2 becomes 4. And so the second factor becomes x plus 4. And that would be my final factored form. And remember, any of these ones today, you can always check by doing the FOIL method to see if you get the original problem back. So let's take a look at a couple of these together, and then I'm going to have you guys try a couple today. So here we got a couple examples, both involving, notice, coefficients bigger than 1 here. So we have a 2 in front of x squared, and we also have a 3 in front of x squared in the second one. But I'm going to follow these steps here that we wrote on the slide before. So the first step is I take that 2 and I multiply it to the backside. And so it becomes x squared minus 5x plus 4. I factor that like any other problem, so I'd be listing all the factors of 4. And so positive 4, 1 and positive 4, also negative times a negative is 4. 2 and 2, but also negative 2 and negative 2. These are all the factors of positive 4. Which ones add up to the middle term here of negative 5? And if we look at our list, it looks like the negative 4 and the negative 1 add up to negative 5. And so that's going to factor into x minus 1, x minus 4. The third step, remember, is we take the number we dropped originally, which was this 2 here, and we're going to divide that by each of the numbers inside the factors. And so we're going to take 1 divided by 2, and we're also going to take the 4 and divide it by 2. If it doesn't reduce, notice the first term is 1 over 2, that doesn't reduce, we're going to pull that in front. If it does reduce, because the 4 over 2 becomes 2, then you reduce it. And so our final answer here, in that first one, would be 2x minus 1 times x minus 2. And again, you can check by foiling. So let's take a look at the next one down below. So the first step, we take that 3, we multiply it to the backside. So now it's going to be a new problem of x squared minus 2x minus 24. We look at factors of negative 24, because the next step would be factoring that. Looks like 1 and negative 24, negative 1 and positive 24, 2 and negative 12, negative 2 and positive 12, 3 and negative 8, negative 3 and positive 8, and also 4 and negative 6, negative 4 and positive 6. And so if I look at my whole list, which ones add up to the middle term of negative 2 there? Notice the 4 and the negative 6 would add up to negative 2. And so that would factor into x plus 4, x minus 6. Now, we divide that number that we dropped initially by those numbers inside the factors. And so since 3 is the one that we dropped, we're going to take each of those numbers and divide by 3. If you can't simplify, like 4 divided by 3 doesn't come out nicely, we're going to pull that in front of x. If it does simplify, like 6 over 3, that becomes 2, then we can reduce that. So my final answer would be 3x plus 4 times x minus 2. So I want you guys to take a moment and see if you can try both of these on your own. So you can pause the video, try the best you can, and we'll go over these here in a few seconds. Good luck. So let's take a look at the first one. So the first step, remember, would be taking that 6. We multiply it to the back side there. So it becomes x squared minus x minus 12. The next step is we're factoring that. So if we make our list of factors of negative 12, 1 and negative 12, negative 1 and positive 12, 2 and negative 6, negative 2 and positive 6, 3 and negative 4, but also negative 3 and positive 4. I got my giant list. Which ones add up to the middle term of, remember that if there's nothing in front, we got to think of that as a negative 1. And which ones add up to negative 1? It looks like 3 and negative 4 there add up to negative 1. And so the factor would be x plus 3 and x minus 4. Next step is we take that 6 that we dropped and divide each of these out. And so 3 over 6 does reduce. In fact, 3 over 6 can become 1/2. And 4 over 6 there, if you divide a 2 out from top and bottom, that can become 2/3. And so notice I reduced the fractions, but we still have numbers on the bottom that we need to now pull in front of x. And so our final answer for this one is going to be 2x plus 1 times the 3x minus 2. So let's take a look at that second one down below, number 4. The first step, remember, take that 4, multiply it to the back side. So it reads x squared minus 3x minus 4. We factor that, so factors of negative 4, 1 and negative 4, negative 1 and positive 4, 2 and negative 2. I guess you could say negative 2 and positive 2, but those are the same. So then we're looking at which ones add up to negative 3 here. Looks like the first one I listed, right? 1 and negative 4. So that's going to become x plus 1, x minus 4 in factored form. Don't forget to divide by the coefficient you dropped. So we're going to take 1 divided by 4, and we're also going to take 4 divided by 4. And so 1 divided by 4 does not reduce, so we're going to pull that right in front. And so one of the factors is 4x plus 1. And notice 4 divided by 4 does reduce. In fact, 4 divided by 4 is 1 itself. So the other factor would be x minus 1. And this would be my final answer. And remember, you can check by foiling. So that's really it for the day. So you can check out the practice out there. Make sure you get a ton of practice with these because we do have a little quiz on factoring coming up. And so make sure you reach out in case you ever have questions. My office hours from 2 to 2:30, or you can, remember, reach out to the ARC room. But the rest of the time is yours to practice, and make sure you get that homework quiz before the end of the day. Have a great rest of your day, guys.